Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. So garden. Hello and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. My name is Christopher Rayman Witecki, and I consider myself your soul biographer, a person here to help you put together your karmic story through the orbits of what is above turns out to be what is below. And it's a pleasure to be back on the air. I have to say, one of the new little tricks of recording this same open for everybody is that I can tack on an open at the very end. My goddess, did we have an intense weekend. A new moon in Aquarius rattled me, put me behind in my schedule, so my apologies for showing up what I consider late with the horoscopes. I want to be on the air, but I didn't feel too bad. It knocked out the Pope as well. You know, when Neptune's in Pisces, folks, is when the Pope resigns. When the rats start leaving the ship, it's not always because the ship is sinking. Sometimes I think it's because light is brightening up, and we're seeing some effects of that, including even a personal killer or cop killer in California. A lot of crazy stuff going on. This is Neptune in Pisces. We're going to talk about that in your horoscope. I call it the party in Pisces. But even though we were distracted in Pisces, the sun is really the focus in Aquarius. We're working on how we position ourselves. We'll be going deep into that as well. Plus there are some squares, and I've got some new technology to kind of show you along the way. So let's take the Ascension elevator up to 33,000 feet and get on our journey.
Afternoon, folks. This is your captain speaking. While riding the Ascension elevator, be sure to keep your hands and feet in at all times. The white zone is for immediate loading and unloading of emotional baggage. And as always, thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Hello, my producers and Taurus risings, and welcome now to 33,000 feet, where we're taking the bird's eye view on you. And I'm going to take a different approach, as I've talked about already with the horoscopes. We are going to get a little deeper now and go a little bit more intimate. Let's first start with what Tauruses and Taurus risings are working on in general. You're working on your I decide part of yourself, the part of you that makes decisions. Now, the part of you that makes decisions is actually your career. That's what turns into your career, turns into how you manage your life. It turns into your ability to be a leader or not be a leader in the world. And so at the essence, it's what goes into my decision making, what goes into the quality of my decision making, and then what are my policies? How do I govern my life? And this is all, where's my career going, and what is my legacy going to be? What will be finally written with me? And this is a once a year update to this. But there's also a lot of other stories going on right now with Taurus and Taurus risings. The universe is pulling on us in so many different areas. One area in particular is with long-term relationships. Saturn in Scorpio has said that when it comes to the way you used to treat yourself, it has to change now. You cannot go back to the old marriage, the old way of treating yourself, which turns into bad marriages, turns into bad career strategic alliances. And so you may not know where to go in the future with relationships, but you should know where not to go now. Also, with Taurus and Taurus risings, there is a point where an old belief structure is officially dead now. The way you were raised, the way you survived and grew up so far, the way you're educated, it is different now. The world is changing. Therefore, Taurus's absoluteness of knowing everything has to change and upgrade with the new life, right? So Tauruses have to be open in beliefs to what works. To what works, not what has been done, but what works. Believe in what works. And believing in what works will bring life purpose to you if you are lost on that journey. But probably the biggest distraction going on for Tauruses is finding where you feel you really belong in the world and surrendering to a higher purpose in the world, which is a spiritual path. Neptune is opening up incredible spiritual energy and trying to, you know, at the end of the day, Tauruses are, and Taurus risings are Pisces in society. There's a party going on in Pisces, and that means you are God's service providers usually to the world. And of course you're God's service provider. You produce things, you manifest, you make it happen. So I would think that you would report to God universe as far as what you should be building. So Tauruses are having to listen to that higher voice, and this is revealing the stones to step on in the pond, you know, on a new journey. So that is a big theme going on too. So let's take a look at the Mr. Happies and the 7-day forecast and kind of do a play-by-play, day-by-day of what's going on with you and the view. Now, It's light cast day on Sunday, and that is where you're stepping into and surrendering that everything will work out with career and legacy. Monday's a chance of paranoia. The moon moves into Pisces, so there might be a real concern about what society thinks. That's the party in Pisces. We'll talk about that. But your mind pulls you out, hopefully. Tuesday, things restore to balance. It's sunny and social for the bulls. And you can use your ability to restore balance in your career. Things are starting to get back on track with career. On Wednesday, it's cloudy. The moon moves into Aries, so that pulls into your subconscious. It's a test of faith on Wednesday. But Neptune rules the day, so that's a day where, you know, it's test of faith, but the universe is calling, knocking. So listen. On Thursday, things sharpen up. Saturn rules the day, and you're making decisions and commitments to your career legacy and direction, and probably making decisions on policy of decision-making in general. The moon is still in Aries, so it's private and spiritual for you. On Friday, it's sunny and cool, and the moon is in Taurus. Mars rules the day, and so you'll be putting into action these career goals. On Saturday, it's what you do best, manifestation, holding space, loving and trusting, and holding space, in your case, for the new career legacy and direction. And then there is a test, perhaps, of your choices. So emotionally being tested on Sunday. Did I make the right choices? But I don't think you're going to feel it too bad. The moon is in Taurus, then it's moving into Gemini. You're going to feel valuable next. So I think Tauruses are feeling pretty good. I'm happy to report something good for us coming up here. So now let's look at the planets and the transits. This is a new little thing I came up with as a tool. These green arrows are showing long-term relationships, how that directly ties into your place in society. So as you change your long-term relationship limits, your options in society will open up and change. This is why you must remain open as to where you finally belong. These red arrows are a square between the energy in society and you wanting to raise your soul capital and make more money. So it's like you're concerned that money will be taken away if you follow a spiritual path maybe in the world, and that concern has to be blown away. This green shows how the moon crosses everything. First, your society, then inner faith, then moves into Taurus. And you can see here, like once it's sunny and cool, it's pretty good. It's really here, that leap of faith when it crosses Uranus there. That's what you just saw. And this is for me to just animate the 7 days. This is the 7 days animated so that you can kind of see how planets move. So if you printed it out, you can kind of see. I just want to be able to teach and empower people to do their own astrology. So this is the moon crossing the planets in Pisces. We're going to talk deeper about that party in Pisces and society in a bit. And then through the subconscious, so there's test of faith there in Aries. This square is between beliefs and inner faith. So, you know, you're having to have inner faith in yourself, even though there's no like belief that this will work out, because it's all new. So having to work out, having strong inner faith, and being okay with not necessarily knowing what belief is, because belief, remember, should be based on what works best. So you have to kind of let those two sides of yourself resolve themselves. All right, let's take a look at space. So I want to get a closer look at this party in Pisces, basically, to give you an understanding of where Neptune is pulling us in, and to give you a different view of the planet, so hopefully you can understand. I call it the party in Pisces. Let me, basically there are 4 planets in Pisces. Now for Taurus, this is your relationship to society, where you feel like you belong. So God, universe, has sent a whole party here to help you figure that out. First of all, the most important guest here is I sense Neptune. Neptune, you know, has not been here for Tauruses since the 1800s, and it is saying, listen to your guides. God, universe will tell you, your gut instincts will tell you where to go. Your action ego is based on where you do. So right now, are you man enough? Are you effective enough? Well, yeah, that's all based on how well you're doing with society. But at the same time, IB, see, that's Chiron, and Chiron is saying, hey, you're healing an old relationship to society. You're healing old wounds, maybe where you weren't liked, you weren't popular, it didn't work for you, or you went down the God path and the universe slapped you. So there is a wound here tied up in all of this new development. So there's wound, and then there is new development. And then our thoughts, I think, are all on, okay, how do I strategize? How do I put myself out there in the world? And even I, with the horoscopes right now, keep changing, changing how I put myself out there in the world. Mercury's going to retrograde through this space, so whatever you think again. And then through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's the moon crossing through here. So your emotions get all tied up in the symphony of how you are in the world or not are in the world. And that's what the moon is. Let's take a look just real quickly at the orbits in particular. So for on the hard days, you can be focused. Sorry, I'm scrolling along here. I wasn't prepared. All right, Neptune. Okay, so first of all, Neptune and Chiron. Now, the two powerful agents that are working on helping you step into the right place in your connection to the world is Neptune intuition. And the universe is just saying, listen to your intuition about where you feel you should be in the world. Listen to those little gut instincts. Open that door, what's behind here? Let me drive down this street. Just listen to those voices. And whatever it is that you're healing, like where you tried and failed, or it wasn't enough, or you thought you had been farther by now, those types of things, just decide what must heal with that now. Just say, I'm letting all that go. Cut yourself free of any failures of the past. And that's where self-forgiveness, compassion is like, you were just a kid. You were just dumb. You were just whatever. It was compassion. Now, looking at the other planets that are partying in Pisces, we've got Mars, aggression. We've got Mercury, our thoughts. And then, of course, the moon goes through there. Sun's in Aquarius, focused on career. And that's right. This transit's about career, right? So a lot of what this boils down to is that a lot of what may be holding up final career decision and direction is not necessarily knowing where to aim in a marketing perspective for where your group is or where your society is or where your customers are. And so the universe is saying, okay, when it comes to where to aim career, listen to your guides. Also, it says on these couple of days what to do with action and aggression. So the only days I want to point out is here on Tuesdays, bring up the happies. Here on Tuesday, you're sunny and social on this day, and you're going to decide to take some sort of action in society. And I think that's what creates the Venus that restores career. So career is aided by you deciding I'm going to do something in the world. Career is aided by you loving yourself in your mind and just being open-minded to it. On Thursday, also a key day with Mars. There's Mars flying through. You're going to want to act on any kind of acts of self-compassion in the world. So, the part of the Chiron part, the healing part, where it's like, I want to heal the past. Well, act on things that will take, sweet compassionate self, take care of your marketing, your business card, just something to be compassionate. Act on that on Thursday and just keep your mind open to unlimited possibilities. On the test of faith, which I think actually, which comes on Sunday, I don't think Tauruses are going to feel too hurt on the test of faith because I think that the way we're built, we're going to be okay. But you want to keep your mind just on loving what you're doing and listening to that bird, listening to that little birdie inside of you, that intuition, in order to know where to go and where to grow. So, but I don't think it's going to be too hard on the bulls. So, wrapping up. For Tauruses this week, let's not forget this is about making a decision about where your key legacy is and making a commitment to where your legacy is. As far as figuring out where you belong in society, you are going to do your best, listen to your intuition, but with Mercury retrograde coming up, you're going to reconsider all that anyways, because as we learn and grow and spiral up in awareness, the view changes. As the view changes, well, maybe we want to change something. So, you just have to kind of do, I know we like to be a bit more solid, but the truth is that Tauruses are God's service providers in the world, and so listen to your God, whoever that is, and your higher senses of why you really came here. There's, I didn't talk too much about it, but when the moon goes into Aries and there's a test of inner faith, there's that core line you have to keep in mind that you're in uncharted territory, so you can't lean on that, and you have to just connect to that part of yourself emotionally inside that knows that you and Creator are okay, and those two have to live independently for a while as you're resolving fear between those in that square that we went over. So in essence, by the end of the week, you want to be committed to a career path. You want to loosely know where you're going, where you belong, and you don't want to go backwards whatsoever in marriage partnerships. All right, let's wrap up. This week, my gratitude goes to you, the viewer. I just want to say thank you for always reaching out, for always looking for me when I've been off the air, for continuing to give me great positive feedback and allowing me to grow and be honest on the air and not have to pretend to be somebody else. I'm very grateful to be in this service. And if you watch my horoscope, Taurus, you'll see that I'm finding my place in the world, and it's so nice to be received by you. So thank you. Much gratitude to you. This is co-creation in the making right here live. Don't forget, if you'd like to connect to me personally, I do go on the air live in a Google Hangout called A Guide to Hangout on Mondays at 12 noon Pacific. So we put that post on my Facebook, in the mothership, everywhere. So come on down, you can watch, you can chat, and you can ask me questions personally. This is my way of getting, and I'd love to hear your feedback on the horoscopes and what you think so far. If you want to be watched over personally by me, I write text messages every day through the night, personally to my subscribers, and you can start it for 1 week for a penny. So come on down if you want at gatext.me and try the GA service with us. Thank you so much for logging in. I'll see you on Sunday if everything goes well, but if you look at the horoscope, it will. And until then, live, love, be